sustain my physical health. If I believe in something, if I believe in that, Alex Guerrero is the one that gets me right, is the one that gets me on that field and gets me back on the field as quickly as I can. Can't he be an added dimension for that team, or someone that I use and is very convenient for me? Don't give it, then take it away. That's where I think there has to be some type of understanding in terms of how the players want to train and how the players make it on that field, to where how the organization feels that way.
So you're pretty clear on that, Teddy, that you should be allowed to train and get ready physically any way you choose, or at least if it's productive. Jeff,
yeah, you get everything on the field. You defer to Coach Belichick.
But not your body.
You got your goals. This is what we have to do. You decide on who plays. You decide on how you want me to play. What kind of receiver, what kind of reads I'll go on as a quarterback, whatever, as a tight end, how I block. Block me on techniques, yes, but the way I complete it, the way that I believe, my nutrition, the way that I rehabilitate, that's on me. That's on me as a professional, especially if I'm in my 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th year. I've been doing this a long time now.
And you've shown that you can.
But that would be a concession. That would be a concession on Bill Belichick's part, because he proved in 2017 he was not interested in that, casting away Guerrero from the building. So that's my question. Is it my way or the highway when it comes to Belichick, or will there be concessions to the point where this family can kind of come back together and get along for at least another year?
Look, it's interesting, and it's layered. And to Dan's point, they've had such a tremendous amount of success together.
Right.
So at the very least, it looks like we'll have another run, and we'll see, what gives. But take a look at what the Patriots would be missing if Gronkowski did not return. And you don't need me to show you this. I mean, just an exceptional player, but some of his better plays, and this is all last season. This is against the Jets, and there he is over the middle, runs past 2 defenders and right on into the end zone.
When Gronkowski's all in, this is what you're going to get, and you want that mental state under that helmet. You want him all in with you. How do you get that out of him? There is a way. He can do it.
This is on the road, week 2 at New Orleans, and here's Brady again to Gronk. He just barrels down the sideline, avoids a defender. 6 receptions, 116 yards, and a touchdown, Jeff, in that game.
Well, it's especially interesting in the 2 plays we've seen, he hasn't gotten hit. If this could happen every play, Gronkowski would have no problem playing for another 5 years, at least.
Well, fair enough, but we do know he's taken his fair share of hits, and despite his size and strength, he's human. Here is week 13 at Buffalo. Gronk goes up and over Tre'Davious White to make this catch.
That's an amazing catch. The first 2 of these clips, Brady was under pressure. In all 3 of these, the catch has been contested. Think about what this guy is to Tom Brady. A guy you can go to when you're being pressured, a guy you know can make a contested catch. Tough to take that away from him.
I don't think you can underestimate that, or overestimate, I should say. Week 15 at Pitt to Gronk. Ooh. And, I mean, look at that catch.
That's 6'7".
Yes, exactly.
Catching a football down by his ankles. I mean, this is how special Rob Gronkowski is.
Meanwhile, this is later in that same drive after a Deion Lewis touchdown. Gronk up Sean Davis to bring in the 2-point conversion.
As you can tell, that's laughable to Gronk right there.
Sean Davis could do about that.
Sorry, next time, my friend. And then in the biggest of stages, this is in the Super Bowl, Brady throws left, Gronkowski a great over-the-shoulder catch for the touchdown.
For the touchdown, something that he has done more with Tom Brady than any other receiver, something Brady would certainly like to continue.
If I'm Tom Brady and I watched all this, and I'm sure he was in touch with Gronk and wondered if he, in fact, was coming back, you have to hope, for sure, you have him another season. Week 16 against Buffalo, Brady to the left, Gronk, the one-handed touchdown catch. Look, they've done it before without him, but he would be missed. Teddy, there's just no question about that.
The best coaches find a way to change themselves in a way that makes their best players happy. If you have to do that, this is one of those exceptions where Gronkowski, Brady, Edelman, you got to do what you got to do to get them.
Well, it brings us right to Overreaction Monday. We'll start right there in New England. Patriots better off trading Rob Gronkowski. Is that an overreaction, Jeff, or not an overreaction?
It is an overreaction because of the fallout that would come from the trade. This trade specifically, I think we've seen that the Patriot way can succeed without any one player, maybe outside of Tom Brady. We have no idea in that regard. But the fallout from the potential of Gronkowski leaving via trade on someone like Tom Brady, I don't think that's necessarily something the Patriots at this point would want to find out.
Dan?
Yeah, overreaction. I mean, again, you can look at it in a vacuum and say, Bill Belichick, no one's bigger than the team, et cetera. This is a situation where maybe in the past you move on. But as we just saw there, a special and unique player that can do things other players literally cannot do. And when that is taken away, the significance of the adjustment is not to be underestimated, and the significance of the impact it would have inside that locker room, I think, is what makes this an overreaction.
I agree. It's an overreaction, and the biggest reason I'll tell you why is, along with what Dan's talking about, he's one of the few players that can take all of the Belichick writing, all of the pressing, and still go out there and express himself individually to have a good time and play football. Yes, you might have rode me all week, but still, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to dance, I'm going to spike, I'm going to show that still you can play football and have a good time.
It's so true. He's always managed to find that balance when he's healthy, that he can do it on the field, then he can do whatever he wants off the field and still produce.
There was a passing reference earlier in our discussion to a contract situation. I wouldn't underestimate the potential impact of this here, right? I mean, he's still relatively underpaid relative to the top guys at his position, which he obviously is. Last May, they did an adjustment to his contract where they packed 2017 with incentives. I wonder if something like that might end up being on the table for 2018 in terms of the ability to maybe smooth things over a little.
Well, and I will say this, too. Once you begin this retirement conversation, it continues. So perhaps we get through 2018. This will resurface again. That's just how it works once it begins. Coming up, new head coaches can officially begin off-season workouts. That's only new head coaches, and it starts today. And we'll talk about John Gruden, his in-your-face style. Can it translate to today's player? Plus, new Giants head coach Pat Shurmur certainly has his hands full with today's player, Odell Beckham Jr. We'll talk about the chance the Giants' superstar receiver is not on their roster when Week 1 rolls around. And you don't want to miss how Rams defensive tackle Aaron Donald uses knives to sharpen his skills, pun intended. Stick around.